before it gets beautiful, it will be really ugly. So I just remove them. Oh. While I'm waiting for a new coolant pump, I decided to take apart the old one, this one, the broken one, and I just wanted to see why it was leaking over here. Maybe there's something inside. I just want to prevent future water pumps to go so quickly, like this one only served 36,000 miles. Maybe the problem is hidden somewhere inside. Let's take apart this one, and I hope it will answer some questions, and probably not. From the beginning, it was not designed to be fixed. There is a thing that's soldered over here, and probably you can take it apart. I'm pretty sure there is a way, but I don't think it's worth it. I thought that maybe the gasket is bad. I think it was leaking from here. Yeah, and I don't see anything. I don't see that the gasket is damaged. Well, I damaged the gasket over here on this side with the screwdriver, but that's nothing. And yeah, very hard to tell why it started leaking. I cannot tell you. Pretty sure there are guys who know more about this stuff. First of all, I'm not a mechanic. Yeah. And I'm not a BMW technician. I just break stuff by myself and then try fixing it by myself. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why this thing broke down. There's something going on with these pumps, with BMW E60 and E90 pumps. I'm pretty sure other engines have the same problem. Most likely it's because they became electrical, not belt driven like it used to be before, and well, we just have to live with this. Of course, you don't have to remove radiator to swap the water pump, but when I looked how dirty my car was between radiator and condenser, okay, now you can see it. My phone finally started focusing. So I decided to remove radiator and clean all this crap. Yeah, see, it's probably never been cleaned out over here. Car is it's what, like 9 years old right now, 120,000 miles, and look how dirty it is. Yeah, I removed oil filter housing last night, and as you can see, the oil was leaking from this gasket that holds the housing onto the block. So it's leaking over here at the lower part, and since, like I said before in the first part, I'm gonna also replace this coolant gasket as well. And also, while I'm here, I'm gonna clean my solenoids. They are over here. So for right now, I'm just gonna concentrate on cleaning, changing these gaskets, and then I'll decide later what should I do with the carbon buildup. Probably it's a good idea to clean it because the car is 120,000 miles, and I'm not sure if the previous owner did anything about that, but we'll see. And while I was working on cleaning my remains of the gunk, my parts arrived. So it's time to put everything back together, and this time I ordered everything from ECS Tuning. This is not advertisement, but on their website I found the best prices, and basically everything was free shipping. And I'm ready to put together my oil filter housing. So I've got new gaskets, new bolts. This is a good practice. BMW recommends that, and I usually try doing it on every part I replaced, and especially this. It's very particular. You have to be very careful not to over tighten it, and because you can start having leaking oil again. So I'm just gonna put my phone down and start putting a little bit of oil over here, because when I was removing those gaskets, they were super dry. So the hardest part about this job is to removing or getting to this bolt right here. You have to remove the air intake, and it's held by 3 bolts. One is here, the hardest to get to. This one over here, and the longest one, and the third one is over here. And it's not that expensive to do it by yourself. It's just a lot of work to get to everything and have it done. Just wanted to make this little update. I installed a water pump. First, you guys saw me putting the thermostat on a water pump, and for some reason, I'm not sure how it's done correctly. It's basically a disclaimer. And also that hose right there that goes on the water pump is very short. It's probably like I can say like probably 4 inches. So there is no flexibility on this one, and it's very hard to get it on that end of the water pump. So I connected the wire that goes to the water pump. Now it took me like probably 40 minutes to get that hose on, and now I got it. Basically now I'm ready to mount my new water pump, then thermostat, connect everything, and basically this part will be done. This is just a little update. And I found it way easier to install the thermostat back in with the pen guard removed, and I'm gonna show you where I had this extra space right now. When I removed that pen guard, I basically had my hands stuck out from this hole, from that angle, and it helped me to push the hoses back and installing everything like how it's supposed to be. Because from here, from this side, I'm not sure if it's a all-wheel drive car issue, but my hands are too big to work from here, so I found it way easier to, like I said, to remove the pen guard and work with my both hands from both sides. Yeah, but I mean, it's doable, and it's definitely much easier to have extra pair of hands. but if you play long enough with it, you can get it even with one person. I'm completely done with water pump and thermostat. Before I'm gonna put everything back, like radiator and water bottle or reservoir, I decided to clean my solenoids because it's like easy to access them right now without radiator, and it's very easy to take them off if you don't have radiator. Of course, it's just a 10mm socket. Remove it, clean it, or replace it and put it back in. So it's pretty straightforward job, very easy. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not gonna film it how to clean it. It's basically just degreaser, some brushes, and when it's clean, just reinstall and it's gonna be done. It's already taken me longer than I thought, way longer than I thought, and I got everything done, ready for oil and for coolant. I'm still not gonna install all this stuff back and the cowl, because in case I need to check something again. And also under the car, I'm not gonna install splash guards. I'm gonna check for leakage. I'm gonna put oil, coolant, like I said, and I will do bleeding first, and then I will start the car and see if I have any leaks, and after everything checks out great, then I will put everything back, because it's gonna be double work if I do it right now. So yeah, it's gonna take me some time to prepare coolant, because I bought the one that needs to be diluted, and needs to be diluted with distilled water. Yep, so yeah, it's gonna take me some time to get it started and running. I bought more coolant than I need, just because I would like to flush my coolant system from the dye that I used in my first video to detect the leakage, and I hope it's gonna be enough. Also, I bought the cheapest oil my local parts stores had. It's a synthetic oil. I just would like to wash my engine, and then I'm gonna do liquid moly in my car after it's gonna run for a few hours. For bleeding or venting your coolant system, it's better to have your car connected to external power supply, like I have in my case, because I'm not sure that my battery will be strong enough to handle 12-15 minutes of bleeding procedure. And let's do this right now. It's super simple. To start the bleeding system, you have to insert your key. Do not push the brake pedal, you just have to push the start and stop button. Then you have to turn both dials, both temperature dials, to the highest position. Your vent should be on the lowest setting. And press and hold accelerator pedal for about 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, I already hear that my system started to vent. Let it go for about 15, some people say 12, 15 minutes. I would say 15 minutes probably should be more than enough. And then if you need to add more coolant, you have to check your reservoir. I hope you can hear it. Well, my neighbor decided to cut some wood, and probably you're not going to be able to hear it, but yeah, system started to vent. Yeah, you can see it's bleeding right now. And I'm gonna do this tutorial as a separate video because I think it should be very helpful for people who need to bleed their system. And of course I have to flush my coolant system from this dye. Start with the second cycle, and let's see, I'm sure there's still some dye in this water. It's probably gonna take me more than one cycle. Probably gonna take like 3 to get rid of this dye. Just finished working on 5 series, reinstalled everything except pan guard, which is located right here. And since my car is a little bit lower than stock, it's a very good thing to have it back on. Even BMW warns you about this. And also I didn't reinstall the plastic coverings underneath the car because I would like to drive it a little bit more. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. It's about 25-mile drive, and if after that everything turns out to be okay, then I'm gonna install my plastic splash guards under the car. Yep, so this is it. Yeah, so this part took me a little bit longer than I thought because I waited for parts, and also due to my work I only have one free day per week to work on my cars. Yep, so yeah guys, thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll see you in next video.